Welcome to the Whiskey Chasers, where we talk about our passion for whiskey and its history, either amongst ourselves or while interviewing distilleries, all while enjoying a glass. I'm Steve.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Chris.
Please enjoy responsibly while enjoying this week's episode of the Whiskey Chasers.
I've given it to several people, and I've yet to have a negative.
What's the theme? Is it just
So kind of the idea we're getting into Scotch season.
okay? It's transitioning
And
from
we're
bourbon
kind of
to-
transitioning from like your
The
everyday
lighter to the
bourbon that
heavier.
we went with like camping. We went with the July summer flavored, and now we're kind of getting into
entering fall.
we're entering kind of fall into that craft, into that the specialty flavors, that heavy Scotch kind of feel.
Aromatics start coming
Yep.
out. Wine finishes start coming out. Scotches start coming out because they're finished and things as well. I get it. So, okay. Well, depending on what we end up drinking is what I'll end up pairing. But I do have, well, I'm not pairing, but it's whatever sounds good because I just picked a couple of tins that all have age, and we will go from there.
I vote we start with the weirdest one first, which would be the purple corn. Yes, there's a purple corn one.
I've got pipes laying around so many places. And I'm like, I don't even know where the ones I'm thinking of are. And again, we're just going to go with it. So here's what we're going to do, Steve.
What we got?
Do you see this?
Ooh, a Navy flake?
But it's Dunhill.
Dunhill flake.
So they
Oh.
still make this in Peterson, but this is the Dunhill.
Dunhill version.
So
Okay.
this was aging before Dunhill even shut
Before they
down.
shut down. Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of what the year is on this.
Are you cracking it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So this says 2018. So not that old, but I mean that's pretty old actually at this point. But
Yeah, it'd be 7 years.
yeah, Dunhill. Anything with this name, I mean that's collectible. So, but I've never had Dunhill flake. It's a Virginia flake, but people love it. I mean, they love it so much that they brought it back and made it under the Peterson name. So we're gonna find out.
Perfect.
I have no idea how it's gonna go, but if people like it,
It's gonna go great.
it's been sitting there forever. It was one of those I was like, I'll try this, and I never got around to it.
And we're drinking Fire and Flask Distilleries.
Before you get into the age and everything, I want Chris and you guys to try it.
Try it or smell it.
No, both. You can try it and smell it before you, because it has. This is a very transparent company,
Yes.
so it has everything on the bottle.
Didymium. Didymium is the name of the bottle.
Not the name of the corn.
No, it is not the name of the corn. And I'll tell you what that word means as we go through,
Oh.
because I figured that out.
Denim? Denim?
Per diem.
Didymium. Didymium.
Denim. That's all I can think of. Denim.
Denim.
The Bulls.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. The Bulls.
I know it's young. I knew that because of researching, but smelling it, I know it's young.
Oh, wow. Gosh, that smells fantastic.
The bottle?
No, the pipe tobacco. I haven't even looked at the liquor yet.
Still working on his
Right.
tobacco.
Still
I'm just
getting
trying to
things
bust
around.
this tin. Dude, that's all like the like the sides of this have gone like sticky almost. Crystal. You see the crystals? Oh yeah, it smells fantastic. Here, Nick, give it a sniffer. And I'd have to look it up as far as what's in it. I mean, I'm sure it's not just a straight Navy, a straight Virginia, but yeah, looks cool. I'm gonna grab 2 flakes, and they're the perfect content, like moisture content. So here you go, Steve Areno. Now let me give this thing a nose. Wait, so this is flavored?
No.
Oh.
Purple corn. That's the unique thing about
Well, it
this.
smells flavored. It's got like a bouquet on the nose.
It reminds me of leather and oak, like that kind of smell.
Yeah, because it has a bit of a local smell to it, a small batch, if you will,
So before Steve really gets into this,
small time at least.
You've never seen this bottle. You've never seen. I don't
What
think.
is it? I haven't even looked at it yet. I poured out of it and I didn't even look. Oh wow, that is kind of cool looking. Fire and Flask.
Fire and Flask, which I didn't even know when you sent me the picture of this, and I saw the Fire and Flask, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I didn't see the purple, the name of it in the picture,
And it's all like reflecty purple.
Yeah,
That's
so when
really
I did
cool.
look it up, and I found out the name of the bottle. I was like, they really should put that in the bottle. But they never. It turns out they did. It just was
Blends in.
blending in. Yeah.
So this is a bottle that there was one night that Brendan was over down at the bar and we were talking different types of corn. You know, what companies are actually getting out there and trying different types, different styles. You got yellow dent corn is the most popular. And then you got some that are doing like food grade white corn. You got some that are sweet corn trying to jump around. And this guy popped up as brand new, never heard it before. They use purple corn. I didn't know the purple corn existed, for one. For two, they used to only sell it online. Like, that's how small this place is. Like, it is very tiny. I think they're on batch number 4. This is batch number 4, this bottle. Wow. So they're incredibly small, incredibly tiny.
Very tiny.
And even more tiny than you're imagining.
Yeah.
And is this all they do?
So, this is their only bottle.
Yeah. This is the only bottling that they do. Now, they've changed mash bills and things up, from what I understand, for each batch to try to figure out what sticks and what they like most. But I found this at Party Source down in Kentucky, just randomly. And it was like the last bottle that they had. So, of course, knowing that I saw this online, you can only get it online, and that it's purple corn, I pulled the trigger and went for it, because I don't know anyone else that does purple corn.
I think I'm one sip in. What I am tasting is quality. I mean, it doesn't taste like, you know, you guys are saying this is the only thing they've done. Very, very small. This is fairly new. But what it does taste is quality. It's not tasting like cheap.
Yeah.
It's not thin. It's
It reminds me of Journeyman. When we talk about quality, like a small startup quality, it reminds me of Journeyman.
and I mean it tastes aged.
Yeah.
Like not like, you know, rushed. Like that's what I'm getting at. It doesn't taste rushed.
Yes. It tastes thought through.
Yeah.
Well thought through. Now, I don't know. I know it's veteran owned, but I don't know much about that aspect. Again, this is batch number 4, Chris. 1.1 year old.
What?
Yeah.
No.
1.1 year old. Yeah.
What are they doing?
I'll tell you.
1.1 years old.
Here's the thing.
It's like this doesn't taste rushed. 1.1 years old.
Here's the thing with this company. I looked online. No, there's zero information about this company online because they're so new. So like nobody's reviewed them. There's nothing out there about them. So I had nothing to go off of other than their own website. So I was like, all right, I need something. I need to know like why, like they don't even talk about like why they're using purple corn or whatever else. They like I got nothing. So I emailed them. And they got back to me in like 10 minutes.
Very small company.
Yeah. The owners are Ryan and Holly Lewand. They started in April of 2023. So like this is a 2-year-old company.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're not sourcing this stuff?
And they're not sourcing it. They're making it in 5-gallon barrels.
Okay.
So yeah.
That makes more sense.
That's the reason for how good it is for only being a year old.
But still, 2 years in as a company, and you're putting this out?
Yep. Yeah. This is batch number 4. So this came out in June of 2025.
Okay.
So like last month.
Right.
The mash bill on this is 75% purple corn, 15 rye, 10 malted barley, with a barrel char of 4.
Which is alligator char.
I think that was 5. Or is it in the air?
Yeah, it's kind of up in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, but really charred.
Yeah.
Really, really charred.
And so,
which makes more sense too.
Number 3 is very popular.
The flavor of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But all 4 of the releases have all been different mash bills and different char levels. So this is just experimental. Yeah. Like they're just trying to figure out
a 5-gallon barrel too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Most of the other ones are char 3. This is the first one at char level 4.
I'm liking what they're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, this is only like not even 2 years old.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Proof. So
Barreled at
very,
a good
very
proof,
cool.
Yeah.
The guy, Ryan, is former military, and his wife worked in like the airline system, did a lot of stuff with them. But he's a big glass blower. He really enjoys glass blowing and stuff. So that's kind of a big part of
Does he blow
their
the bottle?
naming
Do they
stuff.
make their own bottles?
They do not. So that would be really cool.
That would.
But that is the name of this. So this Didymium, it's the glasses that they wear when they're glass blowing that kind of reflect the light and stuff. And it gives everything kind of a purplish hue and stuff. And so that's
There's special glasses for glass blowers to wear?
Well, yeah, because you're using
protect your eyes.
Yeah, malted glass that you're looking at. And so you got like weird goggles or whatever on.
It's like welders. You got to
Well, I knew it was for welders. I just didn't think for glass blowers.
Sure, why not? You got to protect them eyes.
How else are you going to see?
Jeepers.
So I asked him like why, like where did you guys come? Like why did you start doing this?
Right.
What's all that? So they said, We started this venture to do something different in bourbon, really explore new flavor profiles. We landed on purple corn for several reasons. No one was doing it that they knew of. The research that we did said it gave a sweet and fruity profile when distilled, which is something I prefer in my bourbons. And so that was their answer to why they did the purple corn.
I was really hoping with it being veteran owned that they went with purple corn for the Purple Heart.
Purple Heart, yeah.
Yeah.
They should lean into that in their marketing.
That would
Work
be
on
really
that.
cool.
Well, I mean, I have never heard of purple corn being used.
I haven't either.
I've never even heard of purple corn. Have
I
you?
mean, this is as unique as like using that bloody butcher corn. Like it's something off the wall like that, you know.
And they're also they're going to have, I think, next year a special release bottle that they're working on too, and it's called the Gaffer collection. And a gaffer is like the head glassblower in a shop.
A gaffer.
Yeah,
Okay.
a gaffer.
So they're really leaning into the glass blowing.
They are.
Theme.
Yep.
Okay.
And the first batch of that gaffer is already being made. It's made with 20% amaranth, which is a type of wheat. It's a special type of wheat.
Amaranth?
Amaranth.
Yeah.
What is amaranth?
Just similar.
You just
thing
said it's
to
a type of wheat.
It's
Right,
a
but
similar thing to wheat. So it's just another special.
Sounds like labyrinth and absinthe mixed together.
It reminds me of Watershed doing Spelt when they first got started.
Yeah, just something different.
Something
And that-
different, yeah.
So the name of this company is
Fire and Flask.
Fire and Flask.
Yep.
That's the name of the company.
That's
The
the name of the
bottle is
company.
named this
Didymium.
Didymium thing. Okay.
The Fire and Flask, when I first heard it, I thought of campfire.
But I think they're talking about like the fire used for the
For
glass
glass,
blowing.
yeah.
And the flask, same thing. Like you can call like a pitcher a flask. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think way back in the day, they used to call wine, especially wine like pitchers. They called it a flask, but it's been used for a lot of different things. But Fire and Flask, that's kind of an interesting, cool idea for a name.
That's a cool concept.
Yeah. The purple corn is sweet. The label's awesome. I almost think that like if this had like 4 years of age on it, it might taste way too much.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, well, because this is
in those
In the
those
gallons,
this
yeah.
has got so much for under 2 years. I'm just like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
packs a bit of a punch.
It does. They do have 15-gallon barrels that they're working on, but those won't be ready until 2027.
So they're really
So they,
letting us sit.
just
Yeah. Okay. So they're taking their time. They're not rushing anything.
No, but we've talked a few times about different craft distillers and how they go about getting their funding. Like, how are they going to start? You can bootstrap it. You can come up with your own thing. You got the small barrels. You can get out something. Something else that they're doing is they also have like a founders club. So you can go on their website and join this founders club. And based on how much you pay, gets you what you want. Or, gets you certain things. There's like $100 or whatever. That's essentially a gift. You get a bottle and that kind of thing. And that's kind of it.
Which I mean is actually kind of pays for itself almost.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it goes really high. You can put in 50 grand or whatever. But when you start getting over, I think it's about 5,000. If you go more than 5,000, then they start adding in yearly unlimited or yearly gifts for life.
Basically
So
yearly
like
bottles.
you get bottles every year. Or like this Gaffer collection, you get a bottle of that every year as it keeps going up. The like 50,000 one or whatever. I think you get a case every year or something. So like they're giving you stuff and it's in perpetuity. It's forever.
It's kind of a smart thing.
Can
to
It
do.
really is.
Can we create one where over a certain amount, I'll keep the bottle, but I want a barrel.
Yeah.
Each year, I want a bigger sized barrel over time,
Right.
and just have it exponentially grow. That's what I would love.
I mean, and that's a selling point for them too, to be like, you can get in now, and potentially this might go up in price, but or eventually you might quit doing it. But the selling point is, you get in, you help us out now, you're going to be taken care of for life, kind of a thing.
Right. As long as we do
As long
well,
as
you're going to
as
keep
long
getting
as the company stays in business. I mean, that's the other thing, or it doesn't get sold or something like
right.
that.
That's
If it
the
gets
risk with it.
gets
But
acquired, you might be a little bit on the outs.
I don't know where they are in Kentucky, but they are in Kentucky. And he said the northern part of Kentucky. So I think there's a good chance we can get
I'd
a
be
hold of these
interested,
guys
yeah.
and do something with them.
Steve, when you first told me about the investing
Yeah.
in them, I had a cringe moment of like these guys are new. They're using something unique. I know I've tried this before, but like, I don't know that I have enough faith to put that much money down to see them go past a couple years.
For sure.
Right? after having this again, it's almost like a reminder of like, no. Like they've got something.
They're off to a good start.
They are. They've got something unique going on. And it's not just uniqueness, right? So they're not just Jephthah Creed, where it's uniqueness that they've got going on. It was a random fluke. Everything that they've done so far that you've talked about, from their mash bill to why the purple corn to barrel type, all of that, char level, it's all seems very, very thought out. Like very well thought out. To where it's like we've planned for the worst, we're hoping for the best right now. Which gives me hope for them as a company.
Yeah.
Like they just need to put out more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they're working on it.
Right.
So that's good.
Exactly.
And so that's the thing. With only being 2 years old and we have a bottle in our hands that's theirs, it's pretty impressive. And a good bottle at that. So
The people that I've given this to, which has been interesting, I've had 3 other people try this. All of them on different journeys, different places in their journey for whiskey. The last guy that tried it took a sip of it, said, yeah, I can tell it's young. In bad way or good way? I can just tell it's young. And then let it sit for a little bit longer, and his response was, but they're young. So for this being as good as it is for how young they are as a company, gives me hope that over time, with more age or a slight variance in this, it'll become a great bottle. I think this is a pretty great bottle for, again, 2-year-old company. Oh, not even a year and a half old product. This is pretty...
Oh, yeah.
This is pretty dang good.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't try this and say it tastes like super old or anything like that.
No.
But if you would, clearly I didn't know it. But if you were to tell me ahead of time that this was a year and a half old or whatever, I would have told you even just based on the color of this. No.
Yeah. Because it's very dark in color.
It's very dark. You don't get that without some age in a barrel, and it doesn't taste super old and it doesn't taste super mature, but what it does taste is it's got a lot of flavor. Yeah. Like I wouldn't say
potent,
it's the first thing I wouldn't say is this is young. You know what I mean? Right. We've tried things with some age on it. I'm like, this is young. You know what I mean? Doesn't taste like that.
No,
but
I thought it smelled young, but I don't think it tastes that young.
The smell does not.
It smells.
Go with the taste.
It smells a little young. It also has a very aromatic nose, like it's gonna be flavored, like even artificially, and it's not on the taste at all. But on the nose, I thought you guys were giving me some sort of flavored whiskey. I said, what is? And based on the way the bottle looks, you could almost see that, Right. But I'm not getting that at all.
I think what excites me, the one thing that excites me the most about this bottle is the knowledge that there's still potential out there for new stuff, for good new whiskey, not your everyday hum-ho. We used yellow dent corn. Cool. So did everyone else, and then going to the extent of like purple corn. Great. We're going to push it past that to, we're going to try a different variant for wheat. That'll be very interesting to see how that plays out. Because red corn has taken off. Jephthah Creed, when it could be prior to that, but I feel like when Jephthah Creed kind of hit shelves, people were like, ooh, red corn's a thing. I could do red corn. Yeah. I'm going to go after red corn. I'm going to find red corn. Distilleries are like, I could use red corn and people are not going to be upset with this. Then you have like Garrison Brothers that do like white corn. And they're like, ooh, we could do white corn. Let's try something else. And it's almost like you hit every corn variant that I knew of. I didn't know this existed. I'm also not mad that you tried something new. Because again, it allows for the opportunity. It opens the door for opportunity for more and more companies to say, small companies to say, let's try something unique. Let's try something different, right?
Well, I think it's just interesting that there's still ingredients out there. I mean, even this simple of an idea of an ingredient, like just purple corn. But there's still stuff out there that people haven't used or aren't using. There's still like, just when you think it's all been done, right? That people are still kind of coming out with like something completely and utterly, not just tweaked here and there, but completely new. I mean, 75% purple corn, not just a little bit of purple corn or like,
we're going all in.
We're going all in on something nobody's doing, nobody's really tried. And it's good. And it's good. And it's noticeably different. You can tell that this isn't like the dent corn. You know what I mean? Like this is not, it's just like when you try the Bloody Butcher, like there's something special about this corn. And that's what this is. I mean, I don't know what else they're doing that's, I mean, could be the 5-gallon barrels, could be the Char, it could be everything playing together. But this is very different. And I think that it's heavily equated to the purple corn.
Yeah. Well, he mentioned like a sweet, fruity kind of feel to it. And I think that's pretty on. I think this is a sweeter bourbon and it has like fruitier kind of notes, kind of like a cherry almost. Is kind of what I get off of it. And so it has like that uniqueness of that, but then this one has like 15% rye. The last one had only 5% rye, so like they've kind of hopped around that a little bit. But that rye content being bumped up a touch, I think helped too.
Was it 15? I thought it was 10. Is it 15? That's pretty weighty on the rye.
Yeah,
75, 15, 10.
Yeah, 15. Okay.
10 malt.
I mean, I think that they picked the proportions out perfectly. I think any more or less rye, it would.
They've done 80% of the purple corn
And
before.
5 rye.
And they've messed around with 5, between 5 and 10.
But would you say that the rye is very noticeable or potent in here?
No, I think it just maybe makes it less sweet. Like I'm hoping that like that's kind of evening out that sweetness a little bit.
I think it's just giving it a little bit more like weight, filling it out just a little bit.
I'd be interested in trying their batch number 2, which was 80%. My math isn't math in here. They have 80% purple corn, 5 rye, 5 malted barley. But we're
still missing 10% or something, yeah.
So maybe that was also 15. Maybe it's still 15.5.
So maybe I missed it. Maybe you guys mentioned it. How did we come across this bottle?
So that was the thing of Brendan and I randomly found this bottle online, like trying to search of like what corn has been used for, like unique corn for companies of bourbon. And I never thought that I would find it a day, even this close to when we talked about it. It was probably like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago at most. But I didn't think I'd ever find it in a store. And Party Source had this bottle.
So you randomly saw this online one time and thought, okay, if I ever get a chance. And then you walked into, I heard that part. So you walked into a Party Source, and it was sitting there.
Yeah. It was sitting there. They had like a kiosk for like local Kentucky. In fact, it said bottles you won't find in Ohio because it's the Party Source that's like right down around Covington.
Covington, yeah. Covington, yeah.
And I thought that was hilarious.
That's a good spot, actually.
Yeah. They've only been online, but they've partnered with like 2 or 3 Kentucky-based retailers and said we'll sell our stuff just in these places.
I was going to say, where else are they selling their stuff?
Just Party Source, Total Wine, and then there was a third one.
Because they don't have that many bottles.
Yeah, they just don't have that many bottles, so you can't get it too many places.
So you picked it up, and Steve, you reached out, and they responded.
After we got this, and I was doing my research. Like I said, there was nothing anywhere.
Gotta love a 10-minute respawn.
Right. Oh yeah. And we went back and forth a couple of times. So throughout the next couple of days on different things. Because I was like, hey, we've done barrel picks and stuff before. Haven't tried this yet, but if we wanted to, what does that look like? And then they told me it was 5-gallon barrels. I'm like, well, when we get those 15s, we'll talk then. But
5 gallons would be interesting as a barrel pick. That would be interesting.
Yeah, 20 bottles.
You only have 20.
So, especially if we want cast strength.
This at cast strength would be interesting. I'd be curious on, because it's already at 100 proof.
Yeah, they're probably not proofing it down.
So, they're not proofing it too much, but I'd be curious on what flavors would be amplified.
I'm also curious to what they put, like what this comes out at, like what they're pulling it off at.
Oh, putting it in? Yeah.
Yeah, what it comes out at.
Did they say what they were putting in the barrel?
They did not.
It's interesting. Yeah. So what? Okay. So let's talk. Do we talk about the price of it?
Yeah. What is the price?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Well, while Nick is looking that up,
yeah.
So this is. I just looked it up. It's one of their best sellers. Always has been. It's always in like the top 25 on smoking pipes.
Our tobacco, yeah. So our Dunhill Flake,
Dunhill Flake. They say it's medium strength, but it's different grades of lemon Virginia and bronze Virginia, and they blend it together. They say it's one of their most expert blends that they offer. But the reviews are just, outstanding on this thing, which I'd never tried. I figured it was a vapor, but it looks like it's just a it's just straight Virginias, but it is mixed. But it was so like it's like one of their best sellers. So like when Peterson picked it up, it was one of the ones that definitely got traction. But what do you think about it so far? I think it's pretty good.
I agree. I like it a lot. It's basic but good. Like you said, it's just a straight Virginia, so it just kind of has that one noteness to it. But kind of like our bottle here, having a specialty corn, this using the lemon and the bronze Virginias and stuff. I think that kind of adds something to it.
Right, and that's what Virginia. So when you start smoking straight Virginias, especially, that's something that takes a really long time, and a lot of people. The problem with Virginias is they're very underappreciated. And then there's like 5% of pipe smokers or whatever. When you get to that point where they're very appreciated, there's no in between. Because straight Virginias are very, very hard to learn how to smoke. It takes a long time to figure out what to appreciate about it. And a lot of that goes missed by like newer pipe smokers, especially. Like the things that really should make this special, you're not even going to pick up, right? Not you, but I mean, most people. So a lot of people will end up dipping their toes into a straight Virginia, and they're either like, this isn't that good, or even like, I hate this. It's so blasé. It's like whatever. It's smoking too hot. I'm not getting much flavor. It's boring. But all those things, when you start to smoke it the right way and figuring out what it is and starting to pulling out certain flavors and stuff, they're so unique. I mean, Virginia tobacco is so nuanced. And if you really, really dive into it, I mean, you really start picking up flavors and stuff. And they're actually very limited, like the good ones are. And that's the other thing. You can get different grades of Virginias that you're like, okay, this was okay, but this was like amazing. Same leaf, right? But like, this is amazing. And this one was just okay. Kind of when you start talking about different ingredients that go into mash bills and things like that. So as far as straight Virginias go, it just does take a long time. But most people, it's that 5%, like the people that have been piping for a long, long time that are like, oh man, a good, straight Virginia. Like the one we're going to try at some point, this full Virginia flake, the same you'll go with. I mean, that thing is like legendary. But a lot of people end up trying it, and you'll see reviews like, what's the deal?
Right.
You know what I mean? Which I've never actually cracked. I've never tried it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But a lot of people will say like, oh, what's the deal? I mean, I don't get it with these Virginias. Why people hype them up and then I try them and they're nothing. And I used to feel that way too. But the last maybe 4 years or so, I started kind of dipping my toes a little bit more. And man, it really does when you give it a chance and you smoke it right and you pack it right and you start kind of doing your research on it, you really start to appreciate those full Virginia flakes.
And I noticed, and you mentioned packing, and this is a flake tobacco, so it's kind of a unique way of packing also because it comes in those sheets like that. And we did 2 different methods here. You rubbed it out and kind of broke it all, and I just I fold and stuff. So what's kind of do you do both of them depending on timing?
It just depends on the pipe I'm using. It depends on the mood I'm in. Depends on the type of smoke I want, because it doesn't matter how the moisture content of something is. If you fold it and stuff it, it's going to burn differently than if you rub it out. And even when you rub it out, there's like the way I rubbed it out was still left it very like long and thick.
Still big pieces. Yeah.
You can rub it out to where it's really, really small. I mean, and then it's all going to change. Right. But basically what it comes down to is the more it's rubbed out, the faster it's going to burn. Right. The less it is, the slower. So the folding and stuffing method for Virginia makes perfect sense because they will burn hot if you're not careful. And most people just want to puff, 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 puff. They're not actually tasting and sipping the tobacco, which is really what you want in a Virginia. You want that to take its time. It doesn't matter if it goes out, right? But what you don't want to do is burn your mouth and burn the tobacco. So folding and stuffing, it just requires more patience and more technique to keep it lit and relighting it and everything else. Not to over tamp it, not under tamp it. It just takes a lot, but it slows down the burning process, which is what you need in a tobacco like this. Right. You can fold it out. Just be careful you got to sip it. Yeah. Because the guys get over there and they're puff, 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 and the next thing you know, their mouth's on fire. Well, you kind of did that to yourself. Like, It's not the tobacco's fault, right? Like, gasoline burns too, So, something to think about, But that's what you're looking for. Yeah. So, but I do like. It just depends on the day.
Yeah.
I like, and I will like at some point I'll fold and stuff this. I like to try them different. I've had some flakes where I'm like, this should always be folded out or folded and stuffed. And then I've had some where I'm like, this should always be rubbed out. I've had some where I've put it in my coffee grinder and kind of spritzed it up a little bit. Yeah. And it's like a little bit more ribbon cut. And I'm like, and I'm smoking. I'm like, this is pretty dang good here, you know? So, I mean, you just never know like how you're going to do it. But I've tried different ways of folding it. I've rolled it up and stuffed it in. Like there's a lot of different things you can do. But it depends on the pipe too.
Right.
Does it go pretty well with this?
Yeah, it's actually going super well with this, I think, because it's just a straight Virginia. There's a lot of flavor going on, but it's not a whole lot of ups and downs. It's just.
Would you say it's more the spice to the sweet, like kind of leveling that out?
It's not very spicy. I think it's just, it's like mashed potatoes when you eat a steak or something, you know what I mean? It's not bad. It's not good. It's just complementing it. You can have one. Yeah. You can have one without the other. But together it just makes more of a full experience.
A full meal.
Yeah. Full experience.
Steak is fine by itself, but you can throw mashed potatoes in.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think the whiskey is amplifying the pipe and I don't think the pipe's amplifying the whiskey. I just think that they're both hanging out at the same time and having a good time at it, you know.
So did you find a price?
I did. What would you guys pay for this? I'm curious before I say that.
So very small batch. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the killer on it. I'm trying to figure out what my number is. I think it's for sure like a $50 bottle. Okay. 50, 60. But yeah, I think that's about where it should be. It's about 50, 60.
Okay. I was going to say, so what I think it should be, like what I would pay for it, 50, 60? Closer to the 60 probably. Yeah. Inflation and stuff. What I think they're selling it at based on everything I'm looking at.
Closer to 80?
Probably 80. Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking.
85.
Yep. 85? Okay, yep.
I'm not saying that that's a bad price. I'm not saying I'm just saying that
you got a small tax.
Yeah. There's a small tax here.
Well, I also feel like 85 is justifiable in the sense of you made a joke. If we do a 5-gallon barrel, we get 20 bottles. Yeah. So if you're getting very small,
well, you're putting it in at a higher proof again, right? So they're getting small, less bottles.
You know, they're selling. This is a 5-gallon barrel, and they're taming it down to 100 proof. They're probably still only getting 50 bottles out of that barrel, right? And so 50, 60 bottles.
Well, and we've mentioned it before. So like bigger companies can put out something that is still going to be $60. They mass produce these things. Right. So, but what it costs people like Jim Beam to put out a bottle like this is going to cost these guys more. Yeah. So they've got to charge more. So there is that small guy tax. It has more to do than just we have a limited out. We need to get our money. We need to do this. We need to do that. Yeah. Because if you factor
your bottles are more expensive.
You factor in. I can only put out this many bottles. I need to charge this much. That makes sense. But also, this cost me X amount to make, but this would cost other people less than that, right?
Because you can't buy it in bulk. You can't buy as much of the stuff.
I'm not mass producing this.
Yeah.
I actually would never want a large company to do this because I don't think they could do.
They wouldn't. No,
I don't think they could do the purple corn.
Like I said, any large company tried to do this, it would still be $60 and it wouldn't taste this way. So you gotta. It's worth the extra 20. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And as we keep going, like later on, we're going to talk about somebody who's doing a red corn. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
But we're going to talk about like the yield on some of these specialty corns and stuff is not as much. Right. So the bigger, like a Jim Beam or whatever, probably is never going to be playing around in this area just because they won't be able to get the amount they're going to need.
Yeah. They're not looking for a whoops.
I recently found out a coworker of mine loves going to like farmer markets, right? She likes trying the different weird stuff. Well, she found a local farm around here that sells white corn. It's not sweet corn. It's white corn is its own strain, right? It's its own thing. They only have enough to last 3 to 4 weeks and then they're out. Like it's a very small, short window of when they're like how much they can yield and how long they can sell it and, all of that. And I started asking questions like, well, why? Like what makes this so special, right? Well, apparently white corn The reason you have like blended corn is because white corn is so timid, I guess you could say, as a corn, where it's like, hey, I'll be friends with everyone. So over like pollination from other corns into white corn is very common. So they have to do it in very small sections and at certain times of the year, so it doesn't pollinate with other stuff, and they get just pure white corn, which got me thinking Garrison Brothers is $80-$90 a bottle, but they're white corn in Texas. The price tag starts to make a little bit more sense when you start looking at the crop yield for some of these special stuff of like, I didn't think about that. Right. Kind of makes a little bit more sense why your bottle price is a little bit more. I don't know what, I've never heard of purple corn. I asked her about it and she goes, oh yeah, I've seen purple corn. Really?
It's like heirloom carrots.
Yeah. Well, I asked her, I said, really, where have you seen it? Oh, it's on like the rainbow corn. So it's not just straight, like they had like straight purple corn. Like what was the price tag of getting just straight purple corn? Like what's the process to get that?
Can't be easy. You know, but speaking of Texas, Texas has their own tax as well. There's a Texas tax, I think. Oh, you have ever noticed that? Like bottles in Texas are great. Don't get me wrong, but they are expensive. They are not cheap. Like I've never seen a good bottle, a really good bottle out of Texas for under $80. Right? Am I wrong? Or I mean, even look at Balcone. Like Balcone.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
I never thought about that.
Because
Garrison Brothers gets way the F up there. Now
it
it's
gets
great,
really expensive,
but it's even their like lower end stuff.
75,
is
$80
way
bucks.
the
Yeah.
F up there. You know what I mean? I mean, you try something, you're like, this is so great. Like, I would be so pumped to get this for 80. And then you're like, oh, it's 210. Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I've done that many times with Garrison Brothers. I'm like, this is going to be so good. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, I know what this is priced going to be. And you're like, oh, man. Ooh, that one's a bit steep. That one's a bit steep. Well, that's not just them. That's every distillery in Texas is like that. They are all a little bit more than what you think.
Wonder if they have a really high liquor tax or something there, which would be weird in Kentucky.
Maybe they don't yield as much because with the evaporation, the heat and stuff. Maybe they don't get as much out of the barrel. There's probably reasons.
They don't have income tax, right?
They don't have sales tax.
Sales tax. Is it sales tax or income tax?
They don't have an income tax. They may or may not have a sales tax.
I wonder if
income. They don't have an income tax.
No, but property is extremely
just don't own property.
Taxes are extreme.
I would live there and not own property.
That's a renting state.
So you're saying
there.
You don't have to pay taxes on your income?
No. There's a couple of states like that. Tennessee is that way.
I mean, you know how much more money that would be?
Mm-hmm.
Like I never really sat and thought about that.
State tax only. You still have to pay the federal taxes. And so, this is Ohio. Your ours is 2.5% in Ohio. So it's not that much, but still, that's
a lot.
It's more than a couple of pennies we fought over years ago.
Right.
That's a lot.
And so, but Washington, Texas, Tennessee, and maybe New Hampshire or something like this, a New England state. There's like 4 or 5 states that are income tax free.
Wow.
To Florida. Florida's another one, yeah.
I will say,
but all the states that have no income tax, because like Ohio is trying to say that too, it shouldn't happen here, because the states that don't have an income tax have like a big tax thing to bring in money. So Texas has oil and gas.
Yep.
Florida has Disney World and vacations and beaches. And weirdos. So like there's lots of like there's stuff to bring in a lot of money, and Ohio doesn't have that.
Tennessee,
the touristy type stuff.
We have Gatlinburg and
Gatlinburg, sure, but like, so we were down in Tennessee, the wife and I, and went to liquor stores, and I didn't pay attention till I got the receipts afterwards. I think it was 9.5 to 9.7% tax,
sales tax. Yeah,
you'll also get higher taxes around that Gatlinburg area.
Like
they'll
insane.
Put service charges on there if you're not careful. Yeah, you got to watch that. You'll double tip if you're not careful. But yeah, I don't know.
Weird stuff with
all these things about But I was just saying, I was just bringing up Texas, but I don't know. But getting back to this,
all about the weird corn.
Coming back to like specialty corns, is this worth it? Yeah, it is. It actually really is. And I think it'd be harder to pull the trigger on the $85 when you've never had it. Right. Luckily, I think that Party Source may let you try it. I don't know. But if you got to try this beforehand, I don't think you'd have any qualms about spending $85 on it. Yeah, especially if you kind of knew a little bit more about it. I really like this, and I'd like to go and see what they're doing.
I mean,
it sounds like a very small operation, but I like small. Like I really like to kind of see, and then obviously as they grow, they're going to do more things there, because it sounds like they've just kind of been sticking with this and doing different iterations of it.
Yep. Yeah, they've been doing a batch method for just their regular stuff, and then they have this specialty thing they're going to do yearly.
I think once they figure out, what's good, like out of all of those, they're probably going to stick with it and go into something else.
Will the specialty one change in mash bill? Because they're using that.
I think so. Yeah, I think they'll continue to change those too.
I'm not disappointed with that idea. I kind of like that idea because it does add in.
Especially at this point when you're like trying to figure out what your flavor is going to be and stuff. Yeah.
Well, it also adds in the rebuy factor, right? So it adds in the idea of like, I already bought one bottle and I want to support you, but at 85 bucks a pop, like I'm not going to, I don't know how often I'm going to get this. I'm not going to finish it that often. $85 a pop. It's a little bit more for me to want to spend without drinking. Now it's $85 a pop, but this is going to taste different from that
different
one.
bottle. Yeah.
That batch is going to taste different from this one. And not just even down to the mash bill, but even the char level. Like we're going to stretch it out to make to experiment with this idea of what changes what in flavor, and then find out what we like. I will be curious if they're doing this to try to find out what they like, or if this is their model.
They're going to keep doing. Yeah.
That would be even more interesting. It almost reminds me of Still 630.
Yeah. Very experimental. Yes. Always changing things up. Yep.
But instead of doing like experimental like Fridays of like, what do you guys like? Here we do in 5-gallon barrels that this is what we sell. Like this is just kind of our experimental series, quote unquote, that we sell these bottles off versus just little samplers of it.
Well, yeah. So I mean, good bourbon, good.
Yeah,
pipe, good.
We'll definitely be reaching out to them again. I think, like I said, if they're in Northern Kentucky, it shouldn't be more than probably 2 or 3 hours or so to get to them.
Yeah, especially Northern Kentucky.
Yeah,
it would be probably less than.
I would think under 3 hours. I bet to drive there. So
2.5 to 2. If I drive,
we went to Jep the Creed, so we can do this.
Right, we can do this, no problem. So yeah, we'll probably. I wouldn't be surprised if they show up in our feed in the future, and so
would be upset if they don't.
Right,
yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, awesome.
All right, gents. Till next time. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you want more great content and other perks, be sure to support the show by clicking the link in the show notes. We can be reached on our website, whiskeychaserspod.com, with any ideas for the show. Thanks again.